Welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. The NBA playoffs are going on, and it's been entertaining, to say the least. There has been some ups, some downs, and some crazy turnarounds. But so far, the NBA playoffs have not disappointed. I'm Spitface. And usually I'm here with our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith, but she is out today, and we're looking to see if Kevvy Kev and DizzieMac over there on that basket run make it on into the studio. But either way, the show must go on, and it looks like, oh yeah, there he is. Kevvy Kev then came in, and Kevvy, just because we're going to talk about Kevin Durant at some point, we don't want you to think we got anything against the UK folks. It is not directed to you at all. We wouldn't do that. We would not do that. But you know what, Kevin? Yeah. It's not in here, but what about them Timberwolves?
I'm so glad you've made some time for the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
McDaniels, 30 points, no turnovers, dishing the ball left and right, playing under control, staring them down. I mean, it's a bit of Rodman, it's a little bit of Pippen, and how much this guy's game has improved over the last couple of years. I mean, he was frustrated 3 years ago, smashed his hand against the wall, right, and wasn't able to perform in the playoffs. And now to see where he has come in 3 years, it's really amazing. It's going to be a tall, no pun intending, it's going to be a tall task to try and take down Wemby and the Spurs, but you got to give him a lot of credit for being able to knock out the Nuggets with 7 players basically.
But I put it like this: the Joker ain't no slouch. So no, they had some competition.
No, I mean Jamal Murray, when he was guarded by McDaniels, was 1 for 8, right? He shut him down. You rarely ever see a player on a team that averages more than 120 points take their best outside shooter just completely out, right? 3 games under 100 points. That's an amazing defensive effort. There's just no other way to say it. He just took their defensive heart. He just took their heart away just by his defense.
Well, hey, we will see the series, the Wolves Spurs series. I will put it like this: nobody getting a sweep out of that series. It's going, which is good for the NBA. Now, let's see. Now this week on, but hey, shout out to the Timberwolves and to you Minnesota fans. It's good to see that y'all got somebody y'all can rally around and have some fun with. And so, hey, shout out to y'all. Now, this week on Shout Out, we have performances from another person who, but before I mention this person's name, last week we had a guest artist and we couldn't for the life of us figure out how to pronounce their name. And that's because their name started out with the number 1, the number 3, and then Earthmark. I finally, the artist finally sent me the breakdown of how to pronounce the name. And, Kevvy, I don't think I would have figured it out. I don't think I would have. But the name of it's Birthmark. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can get it. But I wouldn't have figured that out. So shout out to you, Birthmark. He did take it with with some humor So we do thank him, and nice track. But today we have Nore M Beats. Now, somewhere with that Nore, I done probably screwed it up. I don't put it like that. But again, if you want to correct the pronunciation and the enunciation of your name, break it down for us. Break it down. So we have Nore M Beats. Will he find his shining star? Get the Coldfield's mute button. Oh, it's time for What You Say. Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world, not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea, fly like an eagle, let your spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns wish they could fly far, far, far away from being swept by the Oklahoma Thunder. Were the Suns outnumbered and outgunned, or simply outgunned? Did the Thunder prove anything by sweeping the Suns? Was this simply a mismatch, or should a side eye be given to the Suns coach? Did the Thunder learn anything significant that can help them in the next round of the playoffs? Is it too early to declare the Thunder a team of destiny? George Foreman, Marvin Hagger, both of them rest in peace. Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking what you're saying. Kevvy, first off, it is too early to declare the Thunder a team of destiny. And now they bad. They bad. They like that record that they got at the end of the season says that, hey, odds are in our favor. And while I would give them an edge, I'm not gonna say they're the team of destiny. No. They got some playing to do. And Suns, glad you made it to the playoffs. Glad everybody got a check for your playoff games and add to your prosperity and wealth. I'm glad that the Phoenix fans had the opportunity to root for their team in the playoffs because the Bulls didn't do that. So hey, I'm glad for y'all. But let's throw that butt on out there, and we ain't talking about doing the butt. We just going, hey, look, y'all were outnumbered, outgunned, beat, whooped, and unfortunately, I can't really say that it was a competitive series. This was just hey, you got the number one against somebody who ain't number one, and it just showed all the way around. I am, it would have been nice if, if the Thunder would have toyed with them a little bit, made it a little interesting for fans, But, they just came out and said, nah, none of that nonsense. We gonna just slap y'all out. Whack. But, now, but I don't really, I'm looking at what the Thunder could have learned from this series significantly, that's going to help them in the next round of the playoffs. And I can't point to anything specifically, but I can say this, that keeping that focus, they may have already learned that part, but it doesn't hurt to, hey, you know what? Do not take your eye. Don't let up, and keep doing it. Kevvy Kev, your thoughts on those Suns and the Thunder?
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's too early to declare the Thunder to be a team of destiny. You don't want to look too far ahead, and I know the the Wolves are going to give the Spurs everything. But either one of those teams can beat the Thunder in a series. Now, I know Thunder fans are going to say there's no way that the Wolves can do it with the injuries that they've sustained, and they may be right? It's going to be a much more difficult task to beat the Spurs and then take on the Thunder with a depleted squad. But let's be really clear. The Spurs in the one-on-one matchups with the Thunder this year, they have the winning record. And you have the Thunder around the new year kind of down in the mouth saying, hey, do we have enough talent on this team to beat the Spurs, right? The Spurs were talking all sorts of smack. So I don't think that you can clearly declare them a team of destiny. I think, let's just be really clear, outnumbered and outgunned the Suns were. I think most NBA fans would be really hard-pressed to name anybody. Can you name all 5 Suns starters, right? Can you name anybody other than Devin Booker on their respective team, right? It's a team that just made the playoffs. That's what you can say about the Suns. I don't know if Adam Silver was talking about relegation, if he was thinking about the Suns, adopting something like what they do for soccer with relegation. But I did not have any thoughts at all that the Suns had any chance against the Thunder. I think learning something from this, I think the Thunder learned that they have what great teams have, and that is they don't play with their food, right? So let's get these guys get a little rest, right, and get ready for the next series. So to me, they're on schedule. They're on schedule to be in the consideration of a team that can consider itself among the very best that's played in the NBA. But it's too early in the playoffs yet to give them all of those kind of props.
It is too early in the playoffs to be handing out a team of destiny declarations. All right. Now, okay, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon, listening to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Record shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops, not ice. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest of the all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? Kevvy, I know First Lady hates that she could not be here this morning because we talking about who? We are talking about the knockout punch to the Atlanta Hawks by the boys from New York known as the Knicks. The Knicks took the Hawks to the woodshed and laid out an old-fashioned booty with it, eliminating them on their home court in Game 6 of the series. At one point in the third quarter, they led 111-57. Have the Knicks flipped the switch? Are they the new beast of the East? The real question is whether or not the First Lady has tickets when the Knicks make it to the Big Ten. Speed Boys, Satchel Paige, Walter Bud Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell. All right, my man, Cool Papa Bell. I ask you what you say. Oh, man, I hope First Lady got some tickets. We're like, all right, y'all. Get First Lady some tickets. Right next to Stephen A. Smith. Get us some tickets. All right, and it looked like they flipped some kind of switch. Somebody. I'll just say that I used to watch this television show back in the days, when they only had like 3 channels. And so, many of y'all, I'm sorry, don't go back that far. But they had this show, and they had this guy who led this team. And one of the things that the main man would say at the end of the show after they went through the challenges, came out the breakdowns, and, they ended up, with victory. He said, I love it when a plan comes together. And I'm looking at the Knicks organization, the coaching, the players, and I'm going, look like they had a plan that just came together, and and it's coming together at the right time. When do you want to get hot? When do you want to play your best? It's the playoffs, the championship. That's when you, and I'm going, this could be, with the way that folks are stumbling and bumbling over in the East. It's like, shoot, we may be looking at a team that not only flipped the switch, they could go all the way. Kevvy, did they flip a switch?
Well, they definitely flipped a switch. I think the guy that is most impressive, I hate to be on a Timberwolves jag here, but is a former Timberwolves Karl Anthony Towns. He decided to do a little bit of posting up, low post, high post. That makes a big difference. It didn't become so dependent on Brunson. Brunson's obviously a great player, but he needs some help, right? So when they started as the Knicks incorporating Towns more into the offense, everything just started to click. You're going to have games like this. I mean, they were throwing baskets in from the parking lot, man. I mean, they were hitting everything. And the Hawks, they just got run over. I think the Knicks were the better team. I think the Knicks, the last two games, I don't know who that team was that came out and played the first three games, right? But it's very different than the team that played the last two games in this series. The Knicks, initially, they looked tentative. They looked like they had some doubt. Last two games, no doubt at all. So, yes, I'm going to say they definitely have flipped the switch. Can they win it all? You're right if you're talking about it looks kind of messy in the East when you're talking about Orlando and you're talking about Cleveland and Toronto and Detroit. None of those teams, from my vantage point, are playing very well. They're kind of going through the motions. I don't know what's going to happen on that side of the bracket. Unfortunately for the Knicks, or maybe fortunately for First Lady because she's going to have some great tickets for this next round, you're going to play either Boston or Philadelphia. Maxey had one of those great games last night. They look very tough against the Celtics. I don't want to say we're a little unsure of Tatum, but he was rubbing his calf and doing some extra running around, kind of made it seem that he might not be completely 100%. So, and I guess the other thing, Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Maxey, they only played 24. They were only in 24 games last year. Last night was an example of what can happen when all three of them are on the court. So to me, the other team that might be waking up might be the Philadelphia 76ers. And that would be truly a treat to see the Sixers and the Knicks getting it on in the semifinals. But even if the Celtics are there, the revenge factor. So I know First Lady's got to be licking her lips thinking about what great tickets she's going to have.
So you say somebody at high and go, wake up everybody. No more sleeping in bed. You got to get on up.
Get on up.
Get on up. It's coming alive. Okay, all right. And on that note, let's see. Stay tuned. Up next, we have a performance from Nore and Beats on Shout Out Part 1. We'll catch you on the other side. Welcome back. That music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. We can't wait to hear the music from Nore and Beats. Now, on Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we will give the track a shout out. But if we don't like it, our little fingers be hovering around that mute button, and we will hit it. Now, we are featuring music from Nore and Beats and his album, Hidden Roller Coaster. They say Nore and Beats is an independent artist and producer from New Orleans. Hey! Creating mood-driven releases built for repeat listens. Ooh. Late night rotation. And discovery-focused programming. Now, I ain't got a clue to what that is, but I guess we will find out. DJ, let's hear, where we go here? Let's hear On My Mind.
Yeah, she acting classy, drop to the floor, she gon' turn that she nasty. Wanted some more, girl, you don't gotta ask me. Come with your friend, but she know not to pass me. I know I'm private, but never been keyed on to the silence. My jury so cold, it's changing the climate. Big body bench type of wish we're arriving. Tell me which one that you like. Feelings get deep when I come for the night. I come in with 80, I ball like I'm rice. I don't gotta lean, but I come with the sprite. Yeah, you know how it is. I don't show emotions, you know how I get. I'm cooking too much, I might go feel my wrist. I double it up till I'm coming back rich. Yeah, money all on my mind, I'm focused. I'm rolling shit up, now I'm floating. I've been so high, I don't got no emotions, I'm gone. I'm faded, your love get frustrated. Think I'm like a new way that you throw it back. They get young, in love, how you chasing? Caught myself falling in love, I'm blaming the cushion. Got niggas all on you, I'm starting to think that they camp in the bush. But I'm in my zone, I'm on my own. I think I feel with the feelings you shown. I know that you hate when you being alone. It sting like a bee, but you act like Simone. Yeah, but baby ain't average. Stop running out, call me a maverick. Be impatient, I gotta move past it. In the club with a stack of paper, throwing 21s, might as well call me savage. Double back, going back to the studio. She gets feelings like her name was Julio. But I think I'm loving this girl. I got a few different, they come with some cups. But I ain't told them don't call. A lot on my mind, swear it's for the will fall. I love how she hot, but she jump like a frog. I know that she love how it is. It get closer to me, she go through revolving doors. I hit her one time, gotta call him more. But don't be surprised if I'm mauling.
Girl, you so fond of me. You make it hard to leave. Every time I get around, baby girl, you make it hard to breathe. It's kinda blinding me, but I can't live without you. Wanna be right around you. Just hold me close, I won't let go. While I'm at my low, I still love you the most. And I know I'm the broken one, but I want you right now, so don't let me float away. I'll be right there the next day. But okay. I know I'm not perfect, but my heart is hurting.
Yeah, money all on my mind, I'm focused. I'm rolling it up, now I'm floating. I've been so high, I don't got no emotions, I'm gone. I'm faded, your love get frustrated. Think I'm like a new way that you throw it back. They get young and they love how you chasing. Caught myself falling in love, I'm blaming the cushion. Got niggas all on you, I'm starting to think that they camp in the bush. But I'm in my zone, I'm on my own. I think I feel with the feelings you shown. I know that you hate when you being alone. It sting like a bee, but you act like Simone.
All right, that was On My Mind. And Kevvy Kev, I'm gonna give the track a shout out. This is one of those tracks where you have to listen to it a couple of times to get everything. But I like how he put the flow together, and I'll just say an interesting love song. So I'm shouting it out. What's the verdict?
Yeah, I think this is kind of one of those intellectual songs, right? I don't think this is sort of the initial sort of dance groove within so I will give it a shout out. I'm not as enthusiastic as you, but I will give it a shout out.
Okay, all right. Hey, Nore probably goes for that shout out. Whatever way you can get. That's the name of the game. Whatever way you can get his stuff. And because you in the game. All right, now, so that was, now, is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? I see cans of tuna everywhere. Is it time for Flip It? All right, it's time for Flip It, while hosts defend the view and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. We put on our wondering hats, and we wandered on over to the Rockets, and we wonder if the Rockets win against the Lakers in Game 6 of their series, should they be the favorites to win Game 7? So we defend the Rockets winning Game 6 and evening the series does not make them the favorite to win the series, but Game 7 could be exciting. Kevvy Kev defend.
Yeah, this series is really hard to get your hands wrapped around, right? I mean, the Lakers came out, kind of punched the Rockets in the mouth. And you had to say, okay, we kind of came into it thinking Durant's probably going to be a little healthier than what the Sixers or what the Lakers are. Maybe they're going to sweep. Then you sit there and go, wait a minute, it might look like the Lakers are not going to sweep. And just when you're about ready to put the last shovel of dirt on the Rockets, here they emerge from the grave and they come back, right? Durant's still doubtful, right, for this game to play. But if we're out in Vegas right now, the Rockets are a 3.5 point favorite to win tonight. That puts a lot of pressure on the Lakers if the Rockets can get it done tonight. I'm not saying they're definitively going to do it, but you do have to wonder, 3-0 facing elimination and then all of a sudden coming back and winning 3 in a row, you might have to start thinking, well, maybe they would be the favorites. The only problem is they got a guy named LeBron James on the other side. And he has a nasty habit of winning Game 7s when it matters, and especially putting his team on his back. So I got to wonder, in this scenario, in this space, what might happen. Rockets win. I don't think that they're the favorite to win Game 7, but if they win Game 6, I'm not going to be surprised if they win Game 7.
Okay.
Yeah. They figured some things out about the Lakers. The problem is their team is not that consistent. So that's the problem, I think, for me in saying definitively being favorites. It's still hard for me to imagine they're going to win 2 in a row. especially given the way that they've handled business the last two. You feel that they're going to have a down quarter. They're going to have a bad stretch or two. And can the Lakers take advantage? And when James is on the court, you got to think you got one of the more cerebral players that's ever played the game. He'll figure something out to be able to steal a game.
All right. Okay. And I would love because it's not a given that the Rockets will win Game 6. No. So that is not a given. But we said if they win Game 6, that would be a great comeback. But winning that Game 7, history is not in favor. It is just not in favor. And they may be able to buck history, but it's really rare. It's really rare. And what's up with KD? Yeah, to me, he's like they have a term he's like the X factor. Is he, really, and it's like, and that's kind of weird that KD would be the X factor. Is he gonna help the team, not be there? But what's up? So there's a lot going on there, and the Lakers got didn't Austin come back? So the Lakers got help at a good point. So
that's a really good point because Austin, shaking off the rust, so to speak, hadn't played, 10 days. So all of a sudden now you sit there and say, okay, you expect a rusty game, first game back, but second game, he's going to figure some things out. And definitely on a home court, he's going to be back to himself. So that's another hill for the Rockets to climb.
So, and that's how it be. But look, this is Flip It, where we flip the script. If the Rockets win Game 6 against the Lakers, they would have beat them 3 games in a row. The Rockets have made the right adjustment and should be the favorites. Now, Kevin, I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's something about that 3 games in a row. And it's like, now look, a team beat you once. Okay. Then they beat you back to back. Okay. They made some adjustments. But when a team beats you 3 times in a row, they have figured you out. They have figured you out. And there's like, can you come back? And this may be the series where LeBron and all his efforts, they don't help him. And even though they have Austin coming back, Game 1, shake off some of the ring rust. Game 2, you haven't really had time to make an adjustment. You just getting out there playing. Now, but they should be the favorites. If I beat you 3 games in a row, win, lose, or draw, I should be the favorite in that next game. And I think you mentioned that Vegas feels that same way. Defend.
Well, the challenge, right, for the Lakers in this scenario is that they're going to be playing on short days of rest. So, yes, LeBron is over there. He's got a lot of history of winning Game 7s. But he's not as good, not at this point in time in his life, being an elder statesman in the league, right? Being over 40 years of age, playing on short days of rest. And it's very clear that one of the secrets to the Rockets' success against the Lakers is run them out the gym. Let's speed up the game. So speeding up the game has worked. They're going to be playing on short days of rest. They're in a good spot to continue to ramp up and speed up the game. And I think the other aspect of this is they are no longer afraid. I'm not afraid is this too strong a word. They don't feel as if they are the little brother in this series. They clearly feel now very confident looking across and saying, we deserve this, we belong, even if our star, KD, is not on the court. that can only help them if they can get any help at all from Kevin Durant.
All right. Okay, so that we're going to leave it there, but now we're going to go ahead and flip it over to Flip It Part 2. And we often question, and we just mentioned LeBron and Durant. We often question whether or not LeBron James should retire. But we started wondering again, is it time for Kevin Durant to retire? Can Durant still dominate a game? Defend. Kevin ain't LeBron, and little injuries are piling up. Time for him to hang it up.
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When I look at Durant's game and where he has tried to really craft himself, is he willing to do what LeBron did this year? And that is be willing to play the second banana on the team, right? Clearly, the offense, when Luka Doncic is there, flows through him. It doesn't flow through LeBron anymore. If Durant is not willing to do that, and the closest that he came to that was really sharing the rock with Steph in Golden State, it may be time for him to hang it up. He can't shoulder the burden of really being the number one for his team, the way that he was with OKC, the way he split the time with Steph in Golden State. It's just too much of a burden for him. So to me, he chased some rings. He's got some rings. There's no doubt that he is one of the best scorers ever to play the game. That will never be diminished. And it may be a point in time where his ego is not going to allow him to take second banana status, not be the number 2 or 3 on a team. And if that's the case, he definitely should retire. There's no shame in it. He's played enough. He's made enough big plays. He's been, quote unquote, the man enough that people will be looking at him first ballot Hall of Fame. No reason to kind of tarnish that record of where he is. Why not go out on top? I think you're right. It's time for him to seriously consider retiring at this point.
It's one of the, as they say, age-old questions. Mm-hmm. When is it time to hang it up? And part of the divide is that, hey, if you can still hang in there and add to your records, add to your stats, you should do it. And if there's something special, like, 2 games away from breaking a record, well, you might say, look, I'm going to stick around to break that record. You can kind of get that. Durant ain't in that situation. He is, LeBron is slow, but LeBron is a big guy. He's been a big guy. And so there's punishment that I'll just say he is just a marvel. Okay. Kevin Durant ain't that person. And it always starts showing up where it's not like a major injury, but it starts to be all these other little injuries here, these little tweaks, and now you got to sit out and whatever. And it starts impacting the growth of the team. Now, Durant, there are games where Durant will be able to dominate, and I don't mean like control the game. I mean dominate like he get hot and start scoring like crazy. He's got some more of them left, but more and more his availability is going to be a question, and it starts being for what? Kevin, for what? You have all the accolades in your first round. And I have a suspicion it ain't the money. but don't go out, go out. There's that fan in me that says, hey, go out on top. Don't get the subtle slide. Tom Brady, he probably got out by the chinny chin chin. right before that big drop. And, so he got out. KD, man, go hang out at the beach. Go ahead and get in the booth. Hang out with your buddies in the booth. Make a little side, make a little pocket change and stuff. And by the way, he do have a decent, he got an adult baby face. So they got some commercials for him. KD, you could be on Car Shield. Yeah. All right, we got to flip the script. Kevin Durant ain't LeBron, but he's still better than 90% of the league, and he's still got plenty juice in those legs. And I would say that KD, with the right team and the right situation, you might sneak in one more ring. And it is a matter of, are you willing to be the number 2 man or something that folks, with big egos couldn't even consider, where you can say, look, make me a role play. Mm-hmm. and then, they don't like that designated hitter in baseball. Don't have me run around doing all that stuff. Bring me in so I can, throw some threes, get everybody lit up and stuff. And whatever way you want to work it, if you need to have me looking like, I'm starting, but then you quickly take me out, okay, fine. Well, work it whatever way for the Magic and to sell the tickets. But, hey, he still got skills and he's still a sharp shooter. And really, it's just that you can't build the team around him. And you really can't have him as the number 1. But KD, you got a good 2-3 years where, hey, you might just get you another ring. Kevvy Kev, the thing.
Oh, there's no doubt. If you're talking just from a pure skill level, right? He's got a couple more years left in the tank. So to me, if he is willing to be the number 2, the sidekick to someone, there's no doubt that team all of a sudden can become a championship contending team. He is a deadly scorer, a shooter. Those skills have not diminished. The last time I checked, he hasn't gotten any shorter. So it's a terrible matchup problem for a lot of teams because you want to put somebody quick on him, but when you do that, you're typically giving up some inches. So he's shooting over the top of him. You put a bigger guy on him, he's got enough left in the tank to kind of get by the bigger guys that you might put on him. So he's a tough matchup. And again, I think he is just looking for the right situation where he can not have to shoulder the total burden of leading the team, but being somebody's number 2. I fully expect that he's going to go chasing some rings over the next couple of years and not hang it up. I think he's got enough in the tank to be able to do it. I think the challenge, of course, is, this is always one of the great debates, right, is where does he fit? Is he in the top 10, top 20, top 50? Where does he fit all time as it relates as a player? And I think the challenge, of course, is that he tried to do it with the Suns, didn't work. He tried to do it with the Nets, didn't work. Tried to do it with the Rockets, didn't work. All those teams really failed to even get to a juicy championship series for us to even talk about. So to me, that's going to knock him down in the pantheon of NBA players. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot that he has done throughout his career that one can make the case that he belongs among the best of the very, very best that have ever played the game.
Hey, most certainly. All right. On the other side of the break, we have a performance from Nore M Beats on Shout Out Part 2. Please keep your ears glued to those speakers. I had a President Trump moment. Welcome back. The music bros from around the globe to get a shout out from the crew. On the second part of shout out, we are featuring another track from Nore M Beats and his album, Hidden Roller Coaster. How do you hide? Well, where would you hide a roller coaster? What would be the purpose of you having a hidden roller coaster? Are you just a fan of Riverview? We'll find out. Or Great America. We will find out. Let's hear the title. Oh, is this the title? No, this ain't the title. Title track is would be Hidden Roller Coaster. Let's hear Out of My Brain. You know, sometimes I gotta wonder about that. DJ, please roll it.
I'm out of my brain, girl, when I'm close to you. All I could think about is loving you. I don't mean to sound clingy, but I hate when you leave me. Can't stand when you leaving. I love holding you. Your love got me in my feels, yeah. I'm just trying to keep it real, yeah. Me and you together, it will always make me better. Never think forever, but I hope we last together, baby. Believe me when I say I could always love you. You could always trust me, and I could always trust you. And you got me slipping, tripping, and falling right in your arms. I know when I'm cold and I'm old, I know I'll be right in your arms. So baby, can you help me with the words? Promise you won't pardon me. So baby, can you hold me and say you'll never let go of me? Baby, I promise you that now that I found you, I will have your back. Never will hurt you, girl, you're so perfect, always been worth it, so can't be wetter the rain, girl. Tell me you feel the same, yeah. I'm out of my brain, girl, but it's my favorite thing, yeah. She light up the dark with the brightest spark. Beautiful side and the uniquest heart. Whenever she's far, I'm lost without her. I don't know where to start. My heart is in war. I'm out of my brain, girl, when I'm close to you. All I could think about is loving you. I don't mean to sound clingy, but I hate when you leave me. Can't stand when you leaving. I love holding you. Your love got me in my feels, yeah. I'm just trying to keep it real, yeah. Me and you together, it will always make me better. Never think forever, but I hope we last together, baby. She the bread and I'm the butter. She know there's no other. All on her trying to smother. I always thought and wonder if I could rid her thunder. So let's go to Paris, have a baby and let's get married, or go to Dubai.
All right, that was Out of My Brain. And Kevvy Kev, I think my man is a sneaky, and his music, you know, like girls, you got to watch out for that kind. See, you got to watch that. See, my man borderline slick and wicked. Let me lure you into my web with my sophisticated lyrics and imagery. You know, sort of like back in the day they go, let me show you my etchings. You know, you gotta watch it. You gotta see. I'm telling you, Nore, I've been around. See, I got some friends from New Orleans and stuff. I got peoples in Louisiana. So, I done scoped you, brother. Now, the track, to me, it was borderline, but I'm going to give it a shout out. I'm going to give it a shout out because you stayed in your lane and it was well produced. Kevvy Kev, what you saying? Mute button or shout out?
I'm going to give it a shout out. And I think this track and the track before, I think is spot on. I think this is an artist, right, that's got a message to get out. The media and the music is sort of almost secondary to the words and the lyrics. He really is trying to touch you, right, with his words. So to that extent, I appreciate the artistry and how he's putting together. The production makes it a shout out for me.
All right. Okay, you still rolling with them shout outs. Now, that is the end of shout out for this week. You can check out Nore M Beats on the Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to talent@oldgrumpyradio.com. All right, the NBA hardwood picks are coming at the start of the NBA Conference Championship. And, okay, top story to watch this week. Now, my top story to watch this week is the end of Live Golf by the Saudis. The Saudis come rolling in, paying folks, outrageous amounts of money, messing up the PGA Tour conflict. Then they're going to try to do a collaboration. And after all is said and done, it done fell flat. And, did it do anything for the Saudis? Nope. Did it do anything for the world of golf? Nope. Did the stars of golf get boosted? Nope. So, so, there are lessons to be learned that just because you can roll the money out doesn't mean you end up with a product that, does anything. So, Kevvy Kev, what's your top story you watching this week?
Well, I think the top story is, do changes have to be made to the team that loses Game 7 in Boston versus Philadelphia? I think when you look at Boston's roster and the amount of money that they're paying, you've got close to almost $1 billion. Between Tatum and Brown, you have more than a half. You got more than $500 million tied up with those contracts over their lifetime. So it'll be a big question if the Celtics lose 2 years not making it to the finals. The ascendancy maybe of the Knicks, the ascendancy maybe of the Sixers, right? Do we need to do something different with this respective team? If the Sixers don't make it, right, I think you have some questions there. Did it make sense to bring Maxey and bring Embiid back? Do you need to, make a choice, maybe send Embiid packing and get some new players in to partake with Maxie. Or maybe you say the George experiment didn't work. I don't know what you can do with it because, that's a harder guy to be able to trade. But these will be, I think, the questions. Both of these teams bet a lot. And I guess the fans are going to want to know, did the return warrant the bet? And if it didn't, why do we want to be at the table again next year?
All right. Okay. We will see where the fickle finger fade lands. Check out our current and previous episodes at braspantiesandsports.com. This is Spitface, Kevvy Kev, and First Lady, shout out to you. May things go well. And DizzieMac, make sure when you're going through TSA that you got the proper documents. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Spots. We will see you again next week.